let's move on because the Trade Minister, Don Farrell, has told Sky News this morning that the Albanese government will make Donald Trump an offer he can't refuse in order to avoid tariffs on Australian exports. Have a look.
What we need to do, Andrew, is find out what it is that the Americans want in terms of this relationship between Australia and the United States, and then make President Trump an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, look, you have to really laugh at this, James, don't you?
I'm trying to picture Donald Trump being blown away by the genius of Don Farrell, who rocks up with an offer Trump can't refuse. Why didn't Don Farrell come up with an idea too good for Trump to refuse before Trump slapped tariffs on our steel and aluminium exports? Yeah,
I think that Don Farrell is feeling himself as a bit like the Don, you know, in The Godfather. He's going, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. And let's be honest, Donald Trump would not be very scared of Don Farrell from Australia. I mean, Anthony Albanese, Kevin Rudd, neither of them can even get a phone call in with Donald Trump, as if Don Farrell from Australia is going to have any opportunity. And realistically, look, why would Donald Trump, though? I mean, for almost 10 years, Labor has been using all sorts of language to criticise him, criticise his personality, criticise his policies. And it's only been since he was re-elected in November since they've got, we actually probably need to try and forge a relationship with this bloke, given he is the leader of the free world. Now, look, let's be clear. I don't agree with the tariffs that have been slapped on Australian goods. In fact, I think it will be quite punitive and it could have serious consequences. But I don't know why Labor was surprised by this. In the end, that Donald Trump was elected on a Make America Great agenda. That was what he was elected on, for local manufacturing, to put Americans first, to put local jobs first. So really, I'm surprised we got caught on the hop. The problem now is if there's going to be this second round of tariffs, James, what's Labor doing? I mean, if they can't even get a phone call in with the President of the United States, Don reckons he's going to help out. We're in big trouble.
The clip that we showed of Don Farrell just a moment ago, I thought was really instructive. He said, what we need to do is find out what the Americans want in terms of the relationship and then make them an offer they can't refuse. That tells me two things. Number one, the relationship between the Albanese government and the Trump administration is almost zero.
Yeah.
He literally said we need to find out what they want in terms of a relationship. I mean, if you don't even know what they're looking for in terms of a relationship, that says there is no relationship. And perhaps that goes back to what you said. You've got Kevin Rudd, who clearly has a great dislike for Donald Trump. And Don Farrell said he was going to go to the United States to try and negotiate regarding these tariffs on steel. Ended up not going. That was the first mistake. But the bigger mistake was he didn't go because he was waiting to see what Kevin Rudd could accomplish first. Well, if you're leaving it to Kevin Rudd to try and accomplish something with the Trump administration, I would suggest you are scraping the bottom of the barrel. And so what Labor have done now is admitted we have no relationship with the Trump administration and we don't know what to do. He says we've got to come up with something. That's a confession. They haven't got anything at this point. No. They've got about as much clue as we do. So they've fallen back on cliches like Team Australia, which basically is a line they use to try to stop the coalition from criticising them, because then they just accuse the coalition of being against the national interest. Don Farrell said what we've got to do is we've got to remain cool, calm and collected. What does that even mean? We want results, not for you to coolly and calmly sit there while tariffs are applied. That's hardly good governance. They have got no clue what to do. And now with tariffs being threatened, as you said, on beef, gee, if you're a beef farmer, you would be a little concerned with this lot representing your interests.
And you raised a good point there about the language that they're using. They're also, I noticed that Don Farrell on Friday rolled out the line of "we've got your back." And that is the line that we've heard now for the last 6-7 weeks that Anthony Albanese has been peddling out. We've got your back. But the problem is that actions speak louder than words, because I'm not sure how many people out there are going, actually, Labor does have our back. And I just think it is a bad slogan to be putting out, James.
Yeah, I think most people want the Albanese government off their back.